So Dave Bautista is done as Drax. He's confirmed his exit from Guardians of the Galaxy. And I quote, "It's a silly performance, and I want to do more dramatic stuff." In fact, he elaborates a bit further and he talks about, the sort of legacy of it all, the legacy of his acting, and also comments on the overall makeup process, which is very extensive and sort of bogged him down as well. I think this is a really good move for Dave Bautista. I think he's actually a good actor. Genuinely a good actor. He has gotten better and better and better. He is someone that is clearly working hard to better himself and move forwards in a new line of work. Obviously, exiting his sort of, wrestling career. And he's good. Like, I always reference it, and I do think it holds up. If you go and look at his performance in Blade Runner 2049, not just the film, but there was a short film as well, which has done a sort of viral marketing. I just think he's a decent actor. He was very good in Hotel Artemis, I believe it was called. He's a decent actor, and he's getting better and better and better. And even so now, the trailer for Knock at the Cabin, I think it's called, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. He again looks to be putting in a good performance there. No worse than a lot of other top tier Hollywood actors out there now, which is saying something. I'm not saying he's an Oscar worthy performer, but if you remove his wrestling background and you just compare him like for like, he holds up as an actor now. And he obviously wants to do better and better in that, and kudos to him. So there were some rumours that obviously Guardians of the Galaxy 3 would feature a lot of deaths. It looks pretty apparent from the trailer that that's going to happen. And this is all but confirming that as well. Dave Bautista confirms his exit from Guardians of the Galaxy as Drax. He's done. So, let's take a look at this article from Bounding Into Comics. After actor Dave Bautista, who's played Drax the Destroyer in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, confirmed he will no longer be playing the role following the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And you know what? It's surprising that he even was able to continue, to be fair, due to his outspoken nature against James Gunn's firing from Marvel. He was really outspoken. But he spoke with GQ about his acting career. And Batista stated, "I'm so grateful for Drax. I love him, but there's a relief that it's over. It wasn't all pleasant. It was hard playing that role. The makeup process was beating me down, and I just don't know if I want Drax to be my legacy. It's a silly performance, and I want to do more dramatic stuff." Yep. Cool. Perfectly professional statement to make. To the point though, and I think this will highlight a lot of people's exits, in fact, from the MCU in general, who are maybe, making their careers within the MCU to begin with. A lot of people will now choose to leave it, I believe. No matter how good the pay is or anything like that, they'll see it as, an entry point to Hollywood and acting in general, which this was pretty much for Bautista, although he did some roles before Drax, of course. But this was what gave him notoriety, and I'm sure there will be a lot of other people that will be viewing this in exactly the same way, actors, mind you, who will now look to leave the MCU, and will be doing it because it is getting too silly, and they want to do more dramatic stuff. So the more dramatic stuff appears to be working with director Denis Villeneuve. Batista indicated he would work for the director for free, telling the outlet, "If I could be a number one on the call sheet with Denis, I would do it for effing free. I think that's how I could find out how good I could be. He brings out the best in me. He sees me in a different light, sees the performer that I want to be. That might be how I solve the puzzle." And of course, we're talking about Beast Raban, which Denis Villeneuve directed Dave Bautista as in Dune, and will be once more in Dune Part 2. So Bautista previously indicated that Marvel Studios saw no value in either him or the character of Drax back in 2019. In response to an article from GQ South Africa reporting on Bautista's desire to play Clayface in a standalone film, the actor tweeted, Point is, I freaking love comic book characters and I want to stand alone. Marvel Studios doesn't see worth in Drax, or possibly myself, or both, but I'm not giving up. I missed out on a DC project because of scheduling conflicts, but hopefully there's other characters and other opportunities. I mean, he even followed this up recently with the announcement that there would be a Gears of War series or movie. I can't remember which was going to be in the works at the time. And he literally put together his own viral marketing piece, basically, to play Marcus Phoenix. And that was really good. You know, gets the Gears armor, puts it on. It says something along the lines of, you know, I was born to play this role. And I mean, he is. I quite like him as a fan caster. I think that's a good role for him. It's a very good role. In fact, Bautista at the time went so far as to claim he would step out of the role of Drax in order to get a Drax solo film off the ground, which is an interesting sort of threat. He tweeted, "Drax is funny as hell. He's also the Destroyer, which is terrifying as hell. His wife and daughter were murdered. He mourns them and craves revenge. No movie there at all. I literally would step out of this effing role to see that movie, which most likely would get it made." And that's the thing, you know, him being associated with the character of Drax, they just made his performance a bit of a joke, which is a shame. And, you know, he is right. Like, Drax the Destroyer is a beast, you know. He was nerfed completely against Thanos. However, he would go on to note at the time he did not plan on stepping out of the role, but obviously he has now. No, I wasn't planning on trying to step out of the role. I'm just saying if it was a case where someone didn't want to invest in me, but wanted to make the movie with someone else, I'd be happy to step aside. Safe bet that someone else would be a white guy named Chris. Just saying. I like his sense of humour. I like his sense of humour a lot. A hell of a lot, actually. And, you know, he's previously told Ellen that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 would be his final film as Drax. He told her it will. It's weird because when I said it recently because I've been doing interviews and talking a lot about Guardians, and I didn't think it was going to be news because I figured everybody assumed that this is how this works. We work in trilogies, and James Gunn has already announced that it's his last film, and when James is done, I'm done, he asserted. He's really got some balls to say all of this stuff, he really does. And I'm going to be 54 years old by the time Guardians 3 comes out, and just like the shirtless thing is getting harder and harder for me, the journey has come full circle, and I'm just ready to kind of step aside and wrap it up, he concluded. He's in great shape for 54. Jesus, he's in great shape for 54. I wish I looked like that at 54. The official synopsis, and that's irregardless of any, you know, gear he's obviously on, you know, steroids. It still looks really good for his age. The official synopsis for the film states, you know, Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, our beloved band of misfits are looking a bit different these days. And yeah, like, people are going to be dead, basically. So there you go. Look, he's done. He's officially confirmed it. And I tell you what, best of luck to him, because I really do think that this is the sign of things to come with Marvel in general. I think they will just become a stepping stone for further success. You know, people will make their entry point to Hollywood within Marvel Studios and then just look to exit it because it is too silly. And I don't think people realistically, again, much like Dave Bautista, want that associated with, you know, what they consider to be their legacies moving forwards. Who wants to be remembered for just playing some slapstick nonsense? Very few people would want that, in fact. So I think this is a really good move, and I do like him as a serious actor. I really, really like him as a serious actor. I think he's got the chops for it. I think he's going to do better and better, and I think given the chance and the opportunity, he could really impress people that are now shaking their head going, what are you talking about, Age? He's not a good actor. I genuinely think you'll be surprised with things to come from Dave Bautista. He's a decent actor. And you know what? He also just seems like a bloody stand-up dude. And that, to me, is really important as well. You know, I don't want to praise someone that's an arsehole just because they do a good performance. You know, equally, I will do that, of course. But it's good when people are striving to better themselves and they're just nice people as well. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of this down below. What do you think of Marvel being a stepping stone for people as an entry point to Hollywood? I do think that's going to be the case. But what do you think of Drax and Dave Bautista leaving the MCU? And of course, him and his serious roles? Let me know. Cheers, guys. Take care.